Surprise, we have a Sandy.
We have Sandy and
Yes.
the dog in the background. So like your countdown there, I have the baby monitor right next to me. And I could hear the dog over the baby monitor, and it was insane. Anyway.
Everything is insane right now. And yes,
Everything
Sandy, that countdown was 15 seconds before Twitch started. So my God in heaven.
Oh, hey, Natalia.
Hello. Sorry I'm late. My computer shut down because of the battery. And it's
got here just in time. You're fine.
It's nice to see Sandy.
Anyway, so I'm Chloe.
I'm Sandy.
And I'm Natalia.
We've got Natalia below us. Welcome, everybody. I see that we've got Devin and Elizabeth and Greg already here. Welcome. Hope you guys are all doing well. Sandy, it's been a minute. What are you working on?
Yeah, so I'm doing like my memoir. I had some outstanding like double checking proofreading to do. So I'm finishing that so that I can actually hit approve on the paperback version from Ingram Spark. And then ideally order proofs and stuff.
What does that mean? Like, does Ingram Spark? I've never dealt with them before. So
when you upload we could talk about this actually at the brace because it's a really interesting thing, and it's how you set up a paperback for pre-order if you actually like want that. Like you can't do that with Amazon, right? So, Amazon, you can have a pre-order on your ebook, but not a paperback.
Yes.
So you have to use Ingram if you want that pre-order thing to show up. And they have a whole thing. So why don't we use a break for that? And I'll talk about Ingram.
Natalia, what are you working on?
I'm actually writing today. I am working on my faith novel. And like I just have to say, the fear of death, because Miss Sandy is here today. I was like, oh no, I'm writing. That's all I'm doing.
I did threaten her last week.
She
did not write. She continued to organize things. And she promised me she was going to write this week. And I was like, well, look, Sandy's here next week, and Sandy's going to get you.
I probably would have been like, I'm sorry, I'm proofreading and there's like a dog and the baby in the background and you're organizing.
Hey, in my defense, even just last week, I had 3 days where I was injured and in bed all day long.
What happened?
I married a very wise man because he tells me when you make a plan, you need to be sure to multiply the time that you think it's going to take you by at least 3. But I haven't quite gotten that into my brain yet. Because of course I want to be like this fantastic ninja Wonder Woman, but I think I just have to own it. So
excellent.
Yes.
I am editing today. I will be I'm editing Killian right now, which is as those of you who tune in regularly, that is my monster task of trying to delete 18,000 words, which I'm already like, I'm going to be lucky if I get 13,000 words, and I'm crossing my fingers now that I can get it under 40. I wanted it under 35, but that's not happening. So, I'm going to be starting on that right now. And also I've got like some stuff in the oven I've got to take care of. So this is our first sprint. We are going for 10 minutes, not 1 minute. There we go. We'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Hey guys.
Hey, we are back. How'd y'all do?
So I did decently until the baby started desiring food, and now he's on my lap underneath the camera.
Oh no!
And there's a bottle in my hand. Oh, and there's the dog. See, there's all kinds of things coming from my house today.
How about you, Natalia?
I got 107 minutes in 4 minutes because I had to find my file first. So yeah, so I'm happy with that.
I'd say that's good work. I deleted about 150 words there, which is good for that amount of time as well. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And then really quickly, we got to hop over to comments because we did have a whole bunch of people join us. Shadow joined and Sophia joined. Courtney is here. Welcome back, Courtney. And CV was here. Thank you for leaving the like. I forget to tell people to do it. You should like me, please. Yes, Natalia absolutely ninja'd her way in. Hey, Laura. I am glad that you survived your meeting. And then Elizabeth got 316. Fantastic. Let's see. And Herb got 259 on your Groundhog Day resolutions post. Is that because you did not make resolutions at New Year's, or are you redoing your New Year's, or what is the motivation behind a New Year's post? I'm curious. Yes, that was 10 minutes. Welcome back, Violet, as well. And Sophia got 235. Fantastic.
Yay.
Personal
best for Sophia.
Yes. Going back up to Laura, she said Gothic romance. Her Gothic romance needs a new ending. No happily ever after anymore, making it horror. I support that. I'm hit and miss on my happily ever afters, even in my like literal romances. So yes, absolutely. And yes, Herb saves his resolutions to Groundhog Day. That's fantastic. I support that, especially this year with the dumpster fire that was January.
yeah, because January was stressful in many different ways, right? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I decided to do Chinese New Year this year. What was that?
I'm going to do Groundhog Day resolutions. That's an awesome idea.
I don't do resolutions at all, but I support that. And CB jumped over to Twitch and did 35 words. Awesome.
Wait, is that CB? Is Pepper? Yes.
She does Tony and Pepper fanfic.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Her pepperoni, yes.
Cool.
Yes. So, Sandy.
Should we talk about Ingram? Do we want to?
Yeah, I want to know about this. I'm curious about this.
I want to hear too.
Okay, so you presumably, if you're a self-publisher, you start off learning like Amazon, right? But then, and through Amazon, you can publish a paperback book. If you want your paperback book to exist outside of the Amazon world, to be at like Barnes and Noble or anywhere else, you've got to publish it through another source. So Draft to Digital does this, but their program is kind of still sort of an early beta program. If it's not beta, it's still early. But Ingram Spark is the, like, I don't know, the one true source, right? Like they're the place that you go if you want your book to look like professional. And I think they've been the only real place to go for years. So like Draft to Digital is kind of a new player in the space. I think Smashwords might be in the space too, but if it is, it's new. Anyways, so with Ingram, you upload your book files, and it's just like Amazon. Like you upload your book file. You need an interior, so you need like a PDF of your paperback, and you need like a PDF of your cover. But unlike Amazon, I mean, they treat you like you're a professional publisher. So like some different things that happen are Ingram puts you into like the Balker catalog, I think. So like the big catalog of books, like the sort of like large distributors get access to your books. And when I say that like your book is available on, say, Barnes and Noble, sorry, little guy, holding the bottle all wrong. When I say like it's available at Barnes and Noble, we're not talking about like your book will be in a brick and mortar store. We're saying like people could order your book via the Barnes and Noble online site, just like they could order it via the Amazon site. And what's cool about doing this through Ingram is Ingram then will like put your book out everywhere, and Amazon will pick it up through Ingram. So like if you wanted a pre-order, you set your whole like thing up before your actual publication date, and then Amazon figures out that it's there, and it says that your book is available for pre-order. So you look just like a big publisher, like you're a grown-up publisher. The uncool things. Oh, do you hear my grunty, gassy little baby? Sorry, little man. So the uncool things. Ingram is expensive. Like you have to pay to upload your files. There are many programs that will give you like a free code. So like if you're in the 20 books to 50K group, there's like you can use this code to upload your book for free. But if you have to revise your title, so like let's say you find a proofreading error and the book is already out for publication, then there's a fee to like fix the problem because they've gone through like work to set it up. So unlike Amazon, where you can just, continually correct your typos, with Ingram, you find a typo, you have to pay like $25 to re-upload the files. So like my memoir, I uploaded the files ahead of time. I never actually approved them because this fee doesn't like start until you've actually hit publish. Like until you approve that file, you can keep going back and saying like, nah, I don't like how this proof looks, how this digital proof looks. You can also order paper proofs, but that's what I'm doing is I need to actually put my book into like the whole Ingram system. But I don't want to do it until I've caught that like typo that will for sure show up on page 320,
Always.
Yeah. Elizabeth commented on Ingram Spark that another nice thing is that international readers can cheaply order your printed book. Yeah. So like Ingram gets it out to all kinds of people, and like independent bookstores then could order your book theoretically, but your book is still really super expensive to publish. So like no matter what you do, when you're a self-publisher, when you're using Ingram Spark, you're still doing print on demand. So meaning like there's not some warehouse of your books out there. Ingram is printing your book as orders come in, maybe stockpiling, I don't know, one or two. So they can't print it cheaply, which means your book costs significantly more than any of the like big box publisher books cost. So if you were to try to get it into an independent an independent bookstore, they would have to pay more to buy the book than they would have to pay for similar books in your genre. So your book gets priced several dollars higher than other books.
Yeah.
It's like for YA, that's a killer. Like my book would have to be priced at like $16 or $17. YA books sell for $9.99.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they do look nicer than Amazon's print, but at the same time, if I looked at Amazon's print today and I looked at Ingram Spark's print tomorrow, I wouldn't notice the difference unless like one of them had an actual flaw in it, because on both of them there are occasionally flawed books that come out. But yes, they absolutely look nicer, but not
little bit.
Like Amazon's don't look bad the thing, is that they do look pretty. Like, Amazon's look pretty good. It's a book. Obviously this is a proof, so it's got the tag on it. I don't know. Oh, because I was putting together a paperback yesterday. That's why this would be sitting right in front of me.
It's a very similar quality, but okay. So here's something that Elizabeth says: you can publish hardcovers. Can't do that through Amazon. So that's the thing. Herb asks, can you get a discount for larger orders and wholesale to local independents? Yes, but your larger order would have to be huge. Like we're talking you're ordering like hundreds. So, and your local independent store wants one.
Yeah,
of
they're
your
gonna
books.
take one or
Right.
two.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's like a goddamn road trip for you.
It is. Because independent bookstores don't want your books. They consider it like
They don't.
stock that they're just going to have to like carry until somebody like, takes pity on your book and buys it. So at some point they just kick your book out. I think I have mine in like 3 independent bookstores. I have 1 copy of each in like 3 independent bookstores. I don't think I've ever sold any of those copies. So it's
Right.
not really where you're going.
And I feel like with independent bookstores, like they're great, but most people who are walking into them are looking for a specific book already.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and like maybe you get lucky and they see your book and they're like, oh, I want to read this. But yeah. Now so Herb actually just put up a really good comment that I was about to say. If you're working the convention circuit, yes, this is absolutely worth it. Most authors are not though. So
Well, not in the pandemic, right? Because
also that, but
in
general, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We're going for 25 this time. There were some other comments up there that I'm hopefully going to get to after the next sprint because they were interesting. They just weren't related to what we were doing. But we'll see you guys in 25 minutes. All right, we are back. I finished a scene and deleted about 180 words. How did you guys do?
I finished a chapter. I've got one left.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Natalia? Oh, Natalia, you are muted.
Oh, I'm muted.
No.
Okay.
There we go.
I got 590 that time, so
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So scrolling back up to conversation before, Laurel said that in her story, this was the gothic romance. The guy is haunted. That's no longer a gothic romance. The guy is haunted by ghosts of the bodies he had snatched from their graves to sell to doctors. I don't know who all was here for it, but I have had a lengthy conversation about body snatching on this show before. So my appreciation for that. And now the ghosts, Sandy, you've missed some stuff.
Really?
And now the ghosts are getting latched onto her as well once they are married. So that is horror right there. And Herb is doing, yes, I don't know if I said it before, but he does do Groundhog Day resolutions, not New Year's. Devin says, do you try to do them over and over until you accomplish them? The short answer is yes, instead of quitting in January. He evaluates monthly on those double-digit days, and he quits from 12/12 to 2/2. I appreciate that.
I do too. I love that.
Yeah, that's a real nice system. So Herb got 624 more words, and that was with taking 6 minutes off. So that's fantastic. Nice. Elizabeth got 953 because she is a damn powerhouse, and that's okay. I'm not jealous. And Greg is taking your notes and working on the outline before starting chapter 3 of his story. Violet did 870 words for that sprint, also fantastic. And Courtney did some social media scheduling and network and then got 356 in the last 10 minutes. That's fantastic. I started this morning with writing a blog post that took me 2 hours for just no damn reason. So I attempted social media today and ended up losing a whole bunch of hours of work for it.
What were you writing about that like you were so impassioned that you could write 2 hours?
So like it's me, Sandy. So it really doesn't matter what it is. But this is so terrible. It's a book recommendation. But it's for a time travel romance. And you know my feelings on time travel romance.
Do you not like time travel romance?
No, I have issues with, I love it so much that I hate every single book in the genre.
Wait, so do you consider Outlander time travel romance? Because I thought you disliked Outlander as much as I've been.
Outlander is absolutely time travel romance. You found it. Okay. It's just on my website, Chloe Alice Balkin. That particular post doesn't come out until the 3rd because the book comes out that day that the recommendation is for. But no, it's one of those things that I love so much that I hate how every single book does it because they don't get it right. So I liked Karen Marie Moning's Into the Highland Mist. I thought she did everything right with it. With Outlander, we've talked about this before. I've got 2 qualifications for it, and it's how the actual time travel works on like the biological level, and like how do you survive not being burned at the stake for being a witch, and also the like what is the plot. They have an issue with being extremely redundant, and also that issue that Outlander has of the character being extremely stupid, and either all of her problems occur because of it or somehow they overlook somehow everybody is like, yeah, you're really weird and you've got rubber-soled shoes, but like you're cool, I like you, and I'm not going to burn you at the stake. So that was where Outlander got it wrong for me. But what they did right was that it wasn't that gigantic time scale that a lot of them are. A lot of them are like 500 to 1,000 years, and Outlander was only 200 years. And also, she had the necessary knowledge to survive then, because she was a combat nurse and
married to a historian.
And her husband was a historian. Yes. Usually in most of these, they don't have any skills whatsoever that make sense. And there's not enough magic going on that I can excuse the fact that like there's no way they could survive on that food back then, and that they wouldn't like die of all of the diseases. We know this stuff now because of COVID. That even if you didn't know it before, you know about like mutations and all of that, and how a new disease that's kind of mild and like the whole scheme of things actually wipes out a population. And they don't address that. They don't address the fact that the common cold is a completely different virus 700 years ago that your body is in no way equipped to handle.
Or, I mean, that's very interesting. Like, would it be not equipped to handle it, or would it be like super equipped to handle it? Because
no, it would just be a completely different strain. Like it's not like the strains get better. They change in its evolution. The thing with evolution is that it's a random. It's just that the changes that are best equipped are the ones that keep going.
I want to read articles about this now. That is totally fascinating. But virus timeline problems never really occurred to me. I don't love historic romance generally.
It's fair.
What's that timer
also, a fun fact for all of the diseases that we gave the Native Americans gave Europeans syphilis.
Huh. Oh, do you need something?
Was that an Outlander?
No, I don't know what that was. I
didn't get that from Outlander. I was worried you were going to say that, and I was going to look down.
No. The little boy made a noise, and that's it's like with his voice. You know what I mean? Like there's like it almost sounded like a word, which
no.
I know it's so super cute and also like really surprising. Like
lovely.
It feels a little bit like my dog trying to talk. Like I know that sounds like a terrible comparison, but like that's how
it's fair.
I'm feeling. Like what's this? Anyways, back to time travel romance.
I told you the issue that I'm having in my house now, that when there's a baby here, I think it's somebody hitting a cat. Because the baby sounds so much like a cat, or the cats sound so much like babies, which is the actual situation. Because that's also a really bizarre evolutionary thing. If you ever want to like get into the weirdness of what are cats,
like
they're meows
like little cats.
Yeah, they only meow for us. They don't meow for other cats, and therefore they their sound of the meow has evolved to sound like babies.
Well, that makes sense though, because the meow that like that little noise that like the baby makes when he's newborn is totally cat like. You're like, yeah. Did I just like birth a kitten? I did, right?
I can't tell you how many times I hear a cat meow and I look back and like both the cats are here and I'm like, that meow came from the kitchen. What is happening?
Yeah.
So how did they communicate before that then, if they didn't make meow sounds?
They're just nonverbal. Like cats just don't, like there's a lot of animals that don't really make sounds. Like if you
like eye contact, claw swiping.
Right. So like if you look at big cats, they make like predatory sounds, and it's a weird because cats, like felines, can either roar or meow, or excuse me, they can either roar or purr, but I don't believe any of them do both. So the sounds, like if you look at the sounds that wild cats make, they're much more limited in their scope, and it would never be like looking at another of their species to be like, hey, feed me. Like it's a predatory sound, or like one of those like affectionate, the proosting it's called, the sound that they make at each other, but that's it. They don't use any sort of meowing sound to communicate with each other. Usually it's body language. That's most animals.
Domestication is totally fascinating.
Yeah.
Also something that could easily be messed up in a time travel romance, especially if you're going back thousands and thousands of years. Although I don't know how far people are going back in time travel romance. I don't usually read it. I think it's too prone to like this sort of like, let's give ourselves an excuse to make men toxic in the past. Like,
this is fair.
Anyways.
I like the Outlander guy from the TV show. Although I've only seen like season 1 maybe. So I don't does he get worse?
I don't know. I haven't seen
very
it at
like
all.
forward thinking. I kind of felt like I got the impression, very like open-minded.
Well, I haven't seen the TV show. I'm reading the book.
Got it. Okay.
I'm listening to the book.
Usually with the romance, it's pretty limited to like 500 to 700 years, or like 200, I guess, if you're including Outlander in it. It's usually like 200 and 700 years in the past. But then if you look at other time travel, like, I mean, there are time travels where they're going back to like dinosaur time, just not in romance.
But this would really be an area where you'd have to know like your subgenre and your readers, right? Because readers want a particular thing when they read that kind of book. I mean, maybe they're looking for like that sort of like modern woman meets caveman-esque.
What's that movie with Will Ferrell? Is it not Land Before Time or
Is it? Isn't it Land Before Time a remake of the original Land Before Time? No, Land Before Time is the dinosaur one.
The dinosaur.
What the hell was the name of that one?
Land Before Time is the cartoon dinosaur too, right? But I feel like Will Ferrell was in something that was
Littlefoot.
Right.
Anyways, let's go ahead and do our next script. We ran way over on that. And I will say that Violet has added more of the what cats do to communicate with each other. Oh my God. I'm sorry for the stuttering that's happening right now. Okay. So we are going for 30 minutes, and hopefully the timer will actually set for 30 minutes and not some crazy time like it did last time. And we'll see you guys at 35 past. Land of the Lost. Thank you, Herb. Ooh, there we go. All right, we are back. I have absolutely no idea how I did. I forgot what number I was on, and then I switched the scene, and I don't know. I finished the scene.
That's good. That's progress.
Yeah. How'd you do?
I am almost to the end of my proofreading, so hopefully I can finish and upload things and have everything done by the end of our thing. I work really efficiently right now, by the way.
What was that?
I work so efficiently right now. So very, very efficiently. I am amazing at getting things done in 5 minutes.
Woo! What are you moving on to after this?
I'm gonna finish that pasta book, the he made cake, they ate cake thing. I have to get that done. That's February. Maybe I'll have it out by Valentine's Day. Like I said, I gotta be efficient.
Yes. How about you, Natalia?
I did well. I'm excited. I used the word phrase hermetically sealed. So I'm kind of excited about that. The direction that will take in my novel. The little things that bring me joy.
Excellent. Yeah, I also enjoy getting weird phrases like that into books. I get it. Let's see. Ooh, wrong mouse. Too many mouses. Violet got 470 on that sprint, and Herb got 509. But that was even with a work call in the middle of it. So fantastic. Congratulations to you guys. Yeah. Oh God, everybody is muted right now. What's going on?
I had the baby screaming in the background. Malcolm took him, but
I saw Sandy mute, and then I was like, "Oh man, am I giving feedback? Do we have that same feedback loop from last time?" Okay, so
no. I have a lot of noise sources in my house.
Sounds good.
I will
actually now I
will always tell you if that's happening.
Okay,
it's an easy fix.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. Significantly easier than dog and baby, but Natalia, this is a reason you should still be writing, right? Like if I can do it with the dog and the baby in the background, you can do it. You can do it every day.
Oh my God, look at this 3 in a row right here. Courtney got 1090. Sonia got 1102.
Wow.
And Phoebe got 1001. Oh my God.
Wow. You guys are amazing. You're so productive. And look at how we mean. This is motivating. This is very
Is everybody who's getting the thousands, are you actually finger typing or dictating?
Oh, I can absolutely, not right now. I haven't been able to do it recently, but I can absolutely get 1,000 in 30 minutes if I really work at it. I've gotten when I'm not doing these, I tend to do 20-minute sprints. So, and for a 20-minute sprint for me, I generally get if I'm doing well, it's 600 plus. So that is what that would be 900 and a 1,000 or in a 30-minute sprint. So yeah, finger typing.
What is that possible with dictating? I feel like it would be very hard to do 1,000 words dictating.
Oh no, dictating, if you're good at dictating, you're way faster.
Really?
Yeah, I just suck at dictating. I can't do it. My brain totally freezes up as soon as I try to say the words, which I guess is
me too.
Fairly obvious from the dumb stuff I say in this show, and then I'm like, what the hell was that?
No, I think it's a different skill, right? When you're typing, I don't know, there's a muscle memory thing going on, right? Where you're using that backspace key more than you think you are. You're allowed to stop whenever you want, you don't have to, it doesn't have to come out in full sentences. It can come out in little words at a time. But dictating, you have to have it all in your head all at once.
Yes. And that is where I compare it to this for us, because there are those moments where you're I just got to say what I need to say because I'm live and I have to get this out. And I can't be hold on, let me process these words for the next 14 seconds because I got to pick just the right word for it. We don't have that luxury. And for me, it's the same kind of pressure, except that I completely break down when I'm trying to dictate. And let's see. So for everybody said finger typing, finger typing, finger typing, finger typing. Herb also can do 1,500 hour finger typing. And Courtney is coming back from a 3-day writing break, so I'm in the flow for now. I get that. There's definitely like this. There are certain times I call for it. I'm really excited. I'm working on like 2 shitty projects right now that I'm frustrated with both of them. So I am definitely looking forward to those days. They'll come back.
I have the same feeling right now, and I love those breaks, like that couple day break, or even say a couple month break. It's great, right? Because you come back and you're like, oh, I can do this. I'm a writer.
Yeah, and it's great starting like a fresh project or like going like starting fresh.
With your brain fresh, like as if you got like a really good night's sleep or something.
Yep. Herb is getting slowed down right now, learning Emacs. I understand that's also an issue whenever you change anything around. It gets screwy.
Is that like
CB doesn't do well with voice to text because she's Scottish. I understand. They don't. I don't know. I've always voice to text. Like, obviously, I have the exact accent that I should have for voice to text to work, but also sometimes my speech impediment comes back, and then everything goes disastrously. So I get it.
Adam.
Oh, angry baby in the background.
I have a tool I wanted to share. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Book Tracker. I just found it like yesterday because like I said, need to be like extra efficient right now. If you're familiar with Book Report, this is like Book Report, except that it works across Draft to Digital also and Google Play. So this has been helping me track my sales. I was going to spend hours going back through like November and December figuring out what I sold of any book on like the Amazon sites. And now I have software that will do it for me. It's amazing. Yeah. For like $5 a month. $5 a month is like nothing to save.
It's a really good price for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's a Starbucks coffee, which you're not getting right now anyway, Thank you, pandemic. So
and significantly less than paying a virtual assistant to do that for you.
Significantly less. Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, this was like a really good time for me to quit my job because I have almost no spending. I went out for dinner the other day. It was my buddy Chris's birthday, and we went to like a hibachi, so I ended up paying like $40. And I was like, you know what? Actually, this sucks, but like my bank account is like so much higher than I expected it to be by now that it's okay.
Hopefully you're making money off of your writing at some point here too. Like
hopefully one day. This was not the day, but hopefully one day.
I'm hoping for one day this year. Yeah.
I'm really hoping for one day before, like, I know that this is a really short timeline, but before like May, because May is kind of my deadline where if I'm not getting, like, I will still have money, but it's at the point where if I'm not getting enough supplementing my current money, then I really have to go back to work.
Got it.
Yeah. Anyways, let's do our last sprint, right? Are we at time for that? Yes. And Sandy has like sheer chaos going on in her house right now. So let's see here. We are going to do our final sprint for 10 minutes. And there it is. We'll see you guys in 10. Okay, we are back, and that was our last sprint. Hey Melanie, thanks for popping in at the last second. Glad you showed up for a little bit. How did y'all do during that?
I finished my proofreading. I'm gonna upload things and sometime tonight.
And it did well. I ironed out some more of the details of the love interest in my book and that kind of thing. So that's always good.
Awesome. I did very little work, and I got distracted by a text, and then I was trying to find something to text Sandy, and I guess it wasn't something that I received as a text, so I can't text her with it, but that's okay. I edited a few scenes there. I think I edited like 4 scenes during this session. So that was good. But again, I forgot to get like a count at the beginning to know how many words I got rid of. I'm at 48,318, which is nowhere even remotely close to what it needs to be.
Because you need it to be less than that, right?
I need it to be significantly less than that, yes.
Okay.
In your own mind, you need it to be less than that. Your readers are probably totally cool with extra words.
I mean, that's probably fair. I could even probably call it a novella, and nobody's going to be like, this novella is 60,000 words. What are you talking about? But also there's that issue that it's kind of the novella companion to the second book in the series because it's the same couple. And that first book of theirs was 60,000. And this is supposed to be like a little side story of it. And it's at 48,000.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not writing a novella. You're writing yeah.
Yeah.
Are those firm reader expectations? Because if I were reading a novel, a series, and there were a companion book, I like the longer stories. So for me, as a reader, I would be totally fine with that. Not that I'm trying to tell you to make a longer story, but me, I would be fine. I'd be like, oh yeah,
That is totally fair. And I feel like overall that would be the case, that the reader expectation is going to be for it to be shorter. But if it's longer, they've already read these longer books. They're good with longer books. Right. So yeah, you are right on it, but I still would like it to be this isn't supposed to be the 5th book in the series. The series is supposed to be over already. And this is just supposed to be a connector between 2. And I'm not personally a fan of when authors use the same couple again in another full-length book. That is a personal thing for me. So it bothers me, and I don't want to do something that bothers me. Right. And that's kind of where I am right now. I like little extra, this is what those characters are doing now, but I don't want to do another full-ass novel with these same 2 characters.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a falling in love with somebody else to be the main thing for your next. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel with this one, just the plot is fair. It's just not a romance. Really, it's more of I guess, an urban fantasy, although it takes place in hell, that has a romantic plot line to it. And unfortunately, there's not really any wiggle room in the other plot line for me to cut the other plot line down at all. Yeah. But that's okay. Eventually it will be passed off to Sandy to get Sandy's judgment. And
I'm going to be like, you need to add this additional scene.
Sandy's going to be like, I demand 80,000 words on this.
I really need that in more detail. I feel you got something out here. I want to see it.
You removed all of the serious stuff, and I want it back because it's Eloise, and they're very serious.
I love Killian. Killian's the best character. No, Abe is the best character. See, if you haven't read Chloe's series, though, you clearly should, because when somebody can just talk about characters like that, the book must be good. I have an emotional connection to them.
All right. Well, that is everything for today. And I do have to go off and cook dinner. So, but really quickly, Violet got 273 and Herb got 312. So awesome job, guys. But yeah, so Sandy, any closing stuff from you?
Thanks to everybody for joining us. This is super motivating, and we love that you're here. So there's my closing for today.
Okay. How about you, Natalia?
Yes. Thank you, Chloe, for putting the fear of Sandy in me. And Sandy, thank you for being here to instill that fear more. Because I haven't written in like 3 months, I think. So this is good.
Yay.
It always, I forgot how good it made me feel before. So yeah, I guess I am a writer.
Yay.
Right.
Are you doing any shows upcoming that you want to pitch, or are you currently on hiatus still?
I have one listed on my channel, which is just Natalia Mafia Writer's Block Party. So I have one listed, but I think it's a couple of weeks out just because I'm going on vacation. Then I come back for one day and then I go out of town. Then we're going to go to our cabin out in the mountains because we're actually buying another cabin. So I have no idea if I'm going to have internet out there, like on day one. So yeah, so I don't know. So I'm off for like 2 weeks and then I'm going to start up again. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I have a ton of shows this week. On this channel, I will have Rise and Write tomorrow and Friday at 8 a.m. and on Thursday at 10 a.m. And I will be back on Wednesday for my usual 8 p.m. show that I missed this week. And then I'm also going to be on Twitch. I just pop in on Twitch whenever. The link to Twitch is below. I believe also this week at some point on Thursday, but we haven't set a time yet. We are going to be doing the trial run of my upcoming new show, which is tentatively titled The Bob Ross Off.
Oh, that is so exciting. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a painting show where it's me against another person who may or may not be an artist, painting Bob Ross painting. So we're doing a trial run this week with a personal friend of mine to see how it goes. And then I've already got Spence, our favorite Haley Spence, lined up to be the premiere. But if you subscribe to my Twitch channel, sometime on Thursday, we'll be popping on to do our dry run of the Bob Ross off. So that is what is going on in my life right now. I don't have any actual new books coming out or anything. I have yet to figure out when any of this shit is going to be coming out, and I'm terrified to put a deadline because these 2 books are awful. Anyways,
your Bob Ross offs are totally going to be the thing that takes off. People are going to love that idea. It's amazing.
If it does, and I start making money as a Twitcher, then I'll be okay. Yeah. Any way that I can get supplemental income right now is perfect. I say supplemental like I have a primary income. I have no primary income right now. I have a bank account. Anyways, that went on way longer than I meant to. So you guys all have a great day, and thanks for joining, and keep on writing. Bye, guys.
See you. Bye.